Yo, sexies, was good? Welcome back to another video. So you guys told me to check out the appeal in One Piece. So I did the One Piece openings. You guys, the feedback on that was just so phenomenal. Thank you guys so much. I can tell you guys are very passionate about One Piece. It's gonna make this transition to like watching the show like very fun. So I'm excited about it. So we're definitely gonna start the show soon, but I want to like do stuff to get more One Piece fans a part of like the community first. So this is one of the ones we're gonna do. So this is the appeal in One Piece. I guess this is just some YouTuber made a video about the appeal in One Piece. So I'm gonna have a link to the original video in the description. You guys, this is definitely one to check out. We're gonna do this. We're also gonna do 1 second of every episode, and then we might do the endings too if you guys want. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to it.
For a while now, there has been a
while
shadow cast across this channel. You see, as a YouTuber, I'm generally known for 4 things: my long, in-depth videos, my love of all things shonen, my utterly flawless spelling, and my absolutely perfect pronunciation of the Japanese language. And the problem with those former 2 is that at some points it means that I need to do a video on the series One Piece. Which is fine, I like One Piece quite a lot, in fact. But the issue comes from how insanely long the series is.
Yes, that is the number one thing that anybody like brings up when it comes to the One Piece. Is the fact that it's so long. And I even brought it up. It's long, you know? So if it's going to be that long, it better be good. So I don't know what he's about to say, but that's just like my thing.
Chapter, and the staggering breadth of its world, which, according to the One Piece wiki, has currently 866 named characters. I know because I counted.
I'm going to turn this up a little. I thought maybe there'd be music.
Long time. So how does one talk about such a massive series like One Piece? Well, the answer that I've come to, at least, is the same way that one devours a whale. And that is piece by piece.
Ah, you see what you did there?
Piece.
Ah, I knew you couldn't like not do something like that.
And so, what we're going to do here today is that rather than go straight into a full-blown why you should watch / read, which, don't worry, we will get to, is to first put out a shorter video covering what I consider some of the broader structural aspects of One Piece.
And I know nothing about One Piece, like, at all, so this should be good.
Deeper dive into the characters and themes later on. So with this in mind, my friends, please sit back, relax, and consider this an entree with the main course still to come. And let's discuss the appeal of One Piece.
The appeal of One Piece.
Where to start?
I know, Chopper's a reindeer, alright? I'm just gonna bring that up real quick.
Version of Toonami, and unbeknownst
hey,
to me
Toonami!
at the time, what I was watching was the infamous
y'all know about
Four Kids
Toonami?
dub, which would become well known over time for its questionable translation and excessive amounts of censorship. And even despite these factors, I really came to enjoy the adventures of Nami, Zoro, and of course Luffy. The series had a unique playfulness to it that made it stand out from other more stoic series I'd seen up until this point, like Bleach and Dragon Ball Z. And even in the show's more dramatic moments, there was always a tremendous amount of fun to be had. Of course, as I watched
there's a little comedic relief on One Piece.
TV, what I was completely unaware of was what a world-shattering phenomenon I was actually dealing with. That revelation would only strike me several years later, when, on a trip to Japan, it became obvious what a massive deal One Piece actually was. Around every corner in every shop seemed to be another new piece of Straw Hat Pirate merchandise. Luffy and his
Straw Hats are like the name of their group, I guess, maybe?
One Piece branded bread, One Piece bath salts, even entire One Piece branded shops. It was incredible.
That is dope, bro.
What I thought was a simple show about pirates utterly dominate the mass consciousness of a single country. The closest thing I could liken it to was the Simpsons mania of early 90s America. This was,
The Simpsons was,
and weekly shonen rankings. And if I had, I would have known things like the fact that One Piece has sold over 400 million units worldwide, making it the 3rd biggest selling comic in existence, recently beating out Spider-Man for the number 3 spot, leaving only Batman and Superman ahead of it. And even then, in 2016,
that's some
Batman
company,
sold
bro.
1,859,956 units, and Superman sold 828,069 units. And you could even roughly double the sales of both series by taking into account all their offshoot titles. and it still wouldn't even come close to the 12 million in
Dang.
that same year. And where things really start to
That's
get
crazy.
is that if these trends were to continue and One Piece were to run,
But what's the
another
appeal on One
decade,
Piece?
it would nearly certainly surpass Batman in lifetime global sales. And if it were to run for another 2 decades, which for Oda's sake I hope doesn't happen, it would surpass even Superman, becoming the biggest selling comic in existence. Now, I'm not saying...
See, I think he said that
will
as like a
happen,
One Piece fan, like
but
he
it's a
doesn't want it
hell
to
of a
go
thing
like
to consider.
any
And so,
like longer than it
how
needs
has a
to,
series
I
about
guess.
a pirate boy made of rubber managed to capture the hearts and minds of so many people worldwide? Well, to put it simply,
It does sound very
the
basic.
primary appeal of One Piece is the simple premise of adventure. And yes, that is also the core concept of countless other shonen series, but nothing really captures the same sense of scale and exploration as the world of pirates. Our hero on this voyage is the energetic young pirate, Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy is a simple character with a simple goal: to find the mysterious treasure only known as One Piece, and in doing so, become king of the pirates. This was Luffy's primary motivator.
I didn't
in
know.
chapter
Okay, so
1
that's
and
what
the
One
main
Piece.
sword in
Okay,
chapter
okay, that makes
8.
sense.
And this keeps Luffy's journey along the one distinct path, which is a concept surprisingly unique to One Piece. In most other shonen series, our heroes will go on several different large adventures throughout the course of its run, and these are what make up the arcs. But
Yeah.
in One Piece's case, it's always the same journey along the same path, to the point that you can actually chart Luffy's route out on a physical map.
See,
and the sub-arcs come
so
from
with
various
that,
different...
it brings to the question of like, I wonder how certain people feel about that. About it, like, hey, he's this whole time he's been trying to get this one thing. Like, it's been this long, he still hasn't got it. I don't know. Like, there could be a reason for that, obviously from watching the show. But I wonder what people think about that.
islands or land masses the crew encounters along the way. This works particularly well as it makes the core story of One Piece very easy to understand, while also allowing for a massive amount of variety in the series sub-arcs. Some can be very simple, like the Barty arc, in which the Straw Hats visit a famous sailing restaurant in order to recruit a chef. Or very complicated like the Dressrosa arc, in which the crew must untangle a web of political intrigue and face down a vicious and tyrannical false king. And because of how the arcs are structured with literal massive quantities of
That sounds like that arc sounded
there's no
fun.
real limit to the kind of stories One Piece can tell. They start off fairly villain of the week-esque, with most enemies being rival pirate captains.
Villain
As
of
we
the
move
week.
on,
I know
we
that
see
from
the Straw
JoJo
Hats
a little
involved
bit from
in
part
government
3.
conspiracies, abducted by massive haunted ghost ships, springing jailbreaks, and even being at the center of large-scale global conflicts. And throughout the entire adventure, there's this real genuine sense of time and progress. When Luffy sets out on his journey from Fuchsia Village, he has little more to his name than a wooden dinghy and his straw hat. And now, 20 years later, he's an infamous pirate warlord, the world-famous captain of one of the most renowned pirate crews.
That's a cool picture. Is that Chopper? Yo, I don't remember seeing that at all in the openings. I don't see. Maybe I did see him get bigger. I don't know. That's dope though. My bad. Chopper, the reindeer, not the dog. But y'all can't blame me for. Come on, bro. Come on. That's a cool picture, though.
Master Samurai, a technologically advanced pantsless cyborg, and even an undead violinist with a awful, amazing sense of humor. One of the core joys of One Piece is watching Luffy slowly ascend in status and build his crew as each new battle propels him closer to his dream while also increasing his notoriety worldwide. It's not ever a story you could accuse of moving quickly, but it is always moving. And I think it's only
I'm already just from hearing this is making me like excited to watch that.
The success of an adventure series,
and like I want you. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but like I don't want to just sit here and just watch this man's video. But the reason why I say that is because like it's just cool to think about that, like the world building aspect of it, and like hearing like how much more popular he gets and stuff, and like it makes it with a world this big and all these characters. Like you ever like watch a show and like there's a crossover episode or something like that, and you're like, oh my god, that's so cool, this person meets this person. I never thought that would happen. I feel like that's what this show would feel like with it being so big and so many characters. And I imagine they would dive deeper into a lot of these characters' stories with all these episodes. It can't always be about Luffy, so it would make you appreciate it a little bit more. But who knows? Well, I don't know.
And this is another area where the series shines. One Piece's world, to put it simply, is the largest, most intricately detailed and well thought out of any of the long-running shonen series.
Okay.
Which may not be obvious from the offbeat cartoonish designs of Oda's artwork, but
it's not like
this is a world of layers.
No BS. It's actually well thought out. Okay.
Cultural and racial divides with many, many different factions.
Yeah, I heard
all
they
from
cover a lot of
different
topics on here, like some real
nations.
topics,
Now,
which I would
those
not
who are
think
often
at
the
all.
center or at least involved in large-scale global incidents. The world also progresses.
She looks like she
into
might be one of my
several
favorites.
them.
I like
Major plot incidents
I like girl
completely separate from
protagonists,
Straw
but she's not a
Hats are
main.
common,
Well,
and
she's a
when they do
protagonist.
occur, they reverberate throughout the world on such a scale that it drastically affects the lives of every character in it, such as Porticus D. Ace's showdown with Blackbeard that resulted in the Great Summit War.
See,
always feels like there's a lot-
that's what I was talking about. It has like that would be dope if this is what he's about to say. Like something happens in the show, and then like whatever happened has rippling effects like throughout the show later on. Like you might not even see it for episodes, and then something might pop up like, oh, you remember that fight here? Well, that caused this, and like that's dope. You don't see that in a lot of shows. So I hope that is the case.
And depending on the global
Damn,
political
bro.
climate of the time,
Okay.
Luffy and the Straw Hats' allies and enemies can switch from arc to arc, giving the world this intriguing, ever-changing dynamic. And so One Piece's world succeeds on a grand scale, but what may be even more impressive is the characters that Oda has filled it with. What at first can seem like a cartoonish gag character can, through Oda's storytelling, become a portrait of life at its cruelest and most tragic. And this information is often delivered through weighty flashback stories, in which we're taken through the key moments of a character's life. And while a badly used flashback can utterly kill the momentum of a series, Oda uses them in such a way to give his characters weight, grounding, and
Yeah,
motivation
Naruto be
that
doing that a
otherwise
lot. It'd
just
be like a lot of the
wouldn't.
same
Like,
flashbacks too.
seriously, you see this
But-
dumb-looking idiot in a diaper? This is Senor Pink, and this guy has a backstory that is absolutely heartbreaking. And
Dang.
upon hearing it, it completely changes everything about how you see him. Moving swiftly along, actually no,
That's
wait,
dope.
no. I know some of you out there don't believe me, so we're gonna prove it. Let's
No,
see.
it's okay. You don't have to
Senor
prove.
Pink started out his adult life
Is
as
this-
a member of the brutal.
I feel like this might be spoil.
Crime
I'm
family, where his
I kinda
days
wanna
were
skip it,
frequently
but
filled with
we'll keep it
criminal
going.
activity and brutal violence. Until one day, in the pouring rain, he met a woman who he immediately fell in love with. They got married, had a child, and for a while at least,
a while.
perfect.
I'm sorry. This dude cool, bro. It's just funny. Like I think of the Family Guy
Which he
thing.
hid from his wife for fear that she might leave him. One day he's called away on a secret mission and disappears for an entire week, and upon returning, discovers that the day he left, his precious son had passed away, and now his wife, furious and heartbroken, demands an explanation, and he tells
Dang.
her everything, at which point she demands he stay away from her, rushes from the home in the pouring rain, before getting into an accident that leaves her in a vegetative state. Pink,
What?
devastated by the events, visits her every day in hospital, until one day, on a whim, puts on a bonnet reminiscent of their son in an attempt to entertain her.
Aww.
Miraculously, she cracks a small, delicate smile. And
So he
so
keeps
to
going
see
with
his
that.
wife's smile, he continues to dress more and more elaborately, even enduring the
What?
ridicule of everyone around him. Years later, his wife too has passed, but he still dresses this way out of remembrance for her and of his beloved son. And so,
Okay,
one
that's
of the
kinda crazy.
silliest looking
Dang.
characters in One Piece actually has legitimate character motivation for dressing this way. And in justifying this, he becomes an actual grounded, tangible character. What really gets me here is that this is one tiny, inconsequential character in One Piece's world. And yet still, Oda manages to imbue him with a sense of depth and grounding many writers
Is it
fail to
Odin's
give
like
their
the
protagonists.
creator,
And that's
right?
to say nothing of the amazing job Oda's done in establishing
Is
the
it
main
Odin?
major
Is that what he's
heroes
saying?
and villains of One Piece's story. Having so many characters with such fleshed out histories and motivation is the primary factor that makes One Piece's worlds feel so vivid and alive, and makes each individual character feel like a true story in their own right. The last thing I'd like to talk about with One Piece is also one of its least tangible elements, and that is the creativity and imagination that's gone into it. There's always a sense that when reading One Piece, Oda himself is enjoying the
Oda,
world
I
and
think.
characters more than anyone. It can be seen in the new and creative ways Luffy uses his at first seemingly limited power. It can be seen in the bizarre visual design of many of the world's inhabitants and the camaraderie that takes place between the Straw Hats.
And he eating a whole pizza over there. Dang, Luffy.
Evolving unique structure of Oda's story arcs. He
So I think
always
the
seems
Straw
like an
Hats
author not
is
striving to hit a
his
deadline,
group,
but an
I
artist
think.
creating a world and story distinctly of his own.
Is he the
vision.
only one with a straw hat, or am I
This is something
tripping?
we're going to dig a lot deeper into in a future video, but for now, just trust me, simply no one writes a story like Ichiro Oda. So with all that in mind, where should you start? Well, the obvious
The
answer
beginning?
is page 1, chapter 1.
Yeah.
The manga is for the most part a fantastic read, but I understand people's reluctance to get into it given its insane length. And the anime comes with
Ooh-wee.
its own issues issues too, such as a weak production run and masses of filler. But if you're curious to know if One Piece really is for you or not, or even if you just want to dip your toe in, allow me to present a different option, and that is the fantastic One Piece Movie 6, Baron Omatsuri and the Secret Islands. Directed by
What y'all think about this?
Soda of the Digimon movie The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Summer Wars, the movie encapsulates in a digestible 90 minutes everything that makes One Piece as a series so much fun, on top of having some absolutely gorgeous animation and character designs, and one of the darkest and hardest right turns I've seen in any film.
What do y'all think about this? Y'all
It
seen
requires
this?
basically
Would you
no
recommend
prior
it?
knowledge of One Piece or its world to enjoy, and I think even if you have zero interest in One Piece, seeing one of Japan's most talented directors put his own unique spin on the world of pirates is absolutely worth checking out. Guys, that's going to do it for my intro into One Piece.
So that was the appeal of One Piece. Again, shout out to Super iPatch Wolf. I'm gonna put a link to this video in the description. I can see it, like, you know, so it essentially is what everybody was telling me: the world building, the character development. Like, just when he told me that one story about that dude, that was pretty cool. And apparently, that's a very like a non-important character, most likely. And then one of the really cool things that I like out of this whole thing was whenever he said the rippling effects that like certain things have on the show. That to me is really cool. I love when stuff like that happens in any show. Something will happen and then later down the line they'll reference that thing, but oh yeah, because that happened, now this, like, yo, that is like, that's dope. Like, one example I can give of that, I don't know if you've seen JoJo, but we like JoJo over here, is I guess I don't want to say, actually. Never mind. If you don't want to, yeah, never mind. I almost spoiled some stuff for y'all. But anyways, this is really cool. Comment below any other suggestions you have for me for One Piece. What about that movie? Like he said, to watch, like that could be a way to do it. I don't know. You know, let me know how you guys want to see One Piece. Do you want to just see the important arcs? Like I don't know. We'll do something. But we definitely got more One Piece videos coming out. I'm definitely gonna do the 1 second one. And like maybe endings if you guys want, or whatever else you guys want to see, let me know. We got to do a couple more to get some more One Piece people around here before we start the reactions. But thank you guys so much for recommending this for me. This was dope. Link in the description to his video. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next video.